Hello there, it's me, Sari. Today I'm here to show you a couple of Christmas cards that I've made last Friday. I started off actually making, well, I'm just going to show you how they look, and then I'm going to show you how I made these, or at least one of them. So you can see that I've made a sort of a distress circle and stamped something in the center, put in 2 die cut pieces, and then I've also colored. I have die cut these God Jul Merry Christmas statements out of funky foam, and I have colored them afterwards with a Copic marker called R46, just to give a sort of deeper red to it. And I've used the same reindeer there. And I just thought I'd show you the variety of different Christmas sayings in Swedish. I do believe that I've got 3 of these. Well, I've actually got another one. No, I don't. Let's see. Perhaps I could find another one just to give it a go. This is something else, This one is from Rox Stamps, but I also did die cut this out of funky foam just to give it some extra texture, and well, it sort of lifts and it's a bit thicker, and you can die cut this even with a thin die, because the funky foam is going to press while it's being mangled through that die cutting machine. Well, with these I've got at least 3 different kinds of fonts and looks on how to make your Christmas cards with a Swedish statement. And these 2 actually come in the same package from Rox Stamps, and this one is from Mandys. So it's really fun to actually have some Swedish statements for your Christmas cards. You can see that the reindeer is the same there. And in this case I have used a pine tree stamp, but it's called Evergreen. And this one comes from Memory Box. And let's see, here is something that is called something with a city globe, and this stamp is also from Memory Box. And well, I sort of like the clean and simple look with these cards. And here I have another word, joy it says, and this one is a die from, let me think, Lawn Fawn I believe it is. And it's a really nice swirly font there. And here's another one with that evergreen pine tree there, but a cute little reindeer as well. So I varied these cards as much as I could, and I just wanted to make them clean and simple and fun to make. And here is the final word that I have used, and this one says magic, and this one comes from a die from Technique Tuesday with a magic circle die for Project Life for pocket page scrapbooking. So let me start by showing you how I made this card. Let's see, I have cut the smallest piece of paper to 5 by 5 inches. And I've also made a template that is the same size, and I have cut a hole in the circle, so that will absolutely help me out when I'm going to make these distress circles. And I'm just going to fasten the paper with washi tape that I have got here. And as you can see, the washi tape might be wearing off a little bit now. I mean, it won't last forever now, will it? So you can just rip it off and put in some other tape. And what I'm starting off with right now is tumbled glass. And I'm just going to ink the whole circle up. And I'm just going to rub it in around the edge. I'm just going to put something in the center as well. And these cards are actually rather easy and quick to make. It doesn't take too much. And while you're at it, you might as well make 10. So just cut your pieces to size and have yourself some fun. And I'm just putting a little bit of a harsher dark blue thing around the edge there. And what I'll be doing afterwards is I'll be taking that City Globe stamp and I'm going to take some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And since I am using a watercoloring paper with a really high texture, I won't be getting the small circly dots as I'm supposed to. But I'm thinking that I'll be able to make it work anyway. So let's just see. I'll try to center this as well as I can, and I'm just going to push it and press it. And I'm just going to keep it there for a second or two, just to make sure that the ink is transferred from the stamp to the paper. So this is the outcome actually. So it does look like heavy snowfall. I'm not saying that this paper is the perfect choice for any kind of a stamp, but in this case I'm thinking that it actually does look like a snowstorm of some kind, and in this case I'm actually thinking it's going to work really. So then I'm going to take some 3D foam tape and mat it. In this case I'm going to use a coppery paper, and I have made that one as well. Let's see if I can get some kind of a sturdiness by putting the tape bits either vertically or horizontally. Let's see. And this one is 5 1/4 times 5 1/4. So I'm just adding on something that will give it a nice edge there. You won't be seeing that properly until I put it on a piece of cardstock. And I have made a card base out of the same watercoloring paper, and in this case the paper is cut to 5 1/2 times 11 inches, and I have scored it at 5 1/2. So I'm ending up with a card base that is 5 1/2 inches. Times 5 1/2 inches. So in this case I'm just going to put it on top there. And what I did after that was that I chose to use the word joy, and I wanted to keep it cohesive with that coppery paper. So I took a piece of funky foam and I just glued on a bit of that paper with some really tacky double-sided tape. And I'm going to glue it down there. I'm sort of not as pleased as with the red letters that I did before, because this one seems to have flattened out more than they did. And well, I'm just going to make it work anyway. The cutout isn't as sharp and crisp as with just the funky foam, but I'm thinking it'll have to work this time. So I'm putting on some small dots of glue with that Tombow multi-mono liquid glue, and I do like this glue, I must say. And now I'm just going to eyeball this and make it work somehow, putting it perhaps a little bit askew out from that center. And in this case I see that the Y letter is going to go way out on the edge there, but I think that's going to be all right. And I'm thinking of actually putting on that dot as well that I had here with that die cut. Let's see if I can avoid getting my fingers all clogged up with that glue. You need only a little bit of glue, otherwise you'll end up with glue all over the page and on your fingers. And you could just take your pair of scissors and just put it there. So I must say that I do like this layout of a card, so have fun. If you don't want to glue a piece of paper on your funky foam, just colour your die cut piece of funky foam, or just die cut it out of paper, because this is a really nice look to a card. So I hope you're inspired to make your own Christmas cards in a really easy and quick and simple fashion. I'll be signing off right now, but I do want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, because I'm not sure if I'll have the time to make another video before that. So all the best, and thank you for watching my YouTube channel for this year. Bye bye.